Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we are looking at a set from Mooxi. Now I picked this up from Amazon. These do appear every so often. Kind of fun sets. They're a little on the bigger side. Not quite as big as like the ship I'm trying to build here. I'll use this little minifigure for scale here. As we adjust this, so hopefully you guys can see a little bit more on size and everything else. You know, this is a fun little set. Kind of give, it's the original Enterprise, so regular Constitution class that we would have seen from the from the regular series, as Indy here is trying to say hello to it. She's trying to figure out the whole moving part. It is a nice little build. Picking this up here, as we can see, it's got a little stand here, so it works good for when you're actually trying to do this and set it up on a desk for your computer or whatever. The dome does kind of come down a little bit, which is very nice. And we do have the top graphics. Now, this is not meant to be manhandled the way I'm doing it. It's really meant more as a model piece. So obviously, with the weight that's here, it's kind of crumbling a little bit. And we'll get into some of my only little gripes. It's not, I don't have a lot of gripes about this. There is quite a bit of weight here. And to be honest, let's face it, when they did the original model, it sat upside down. And then they did all the filming of the model when it was upside down. So it's always been an issue with this model version of the Enterprise. It's nicely done. There's a lot of good features here, as I'm going to break this saucer off again. We have some extra work here. This is an engine piece that they used to try and get that coming out here pretty good. These, in some regards, if you're making this, I don't know how we would have fit this in here, but to have the pieces where they click would have been kind of nice, but they did it the way they did. Not a big complaint. This is obviously something that they've done before, and if it's sitting in a static position, it works pretty good. It's been sitting here on my desk here for a couple days, so it's not a big deal. Oops, and then it flops down because, now that everything's weakened up here a little bit, now it doesn't want to sit right. So some of these pieces for this set might have to get kind of glued together here, just being honest. It is a nice little set, though. Outside of maybe having to glue a couple pieces together, it is a nice little set. It looks good, and I'm not going to say it doesn't. It's just one of those things. Now, this is by Mooxi. Wanting to throw that out there. So as I get it, it comes in a bag, and we have all the pieces here. The nice thing is it does actually have an instruction booklet, and for that, let me kind of zoom out here a little bit. Kind of raise this up. Get this kind of up here a little bit so that way we can keep everything going, and then you can kind of see. So we do have an instruction booklet, which is always kind of nice. It helps really. I always prefer having an instruction booklet. Sometimes when I'm putting some of these mock sets together, we have to use our phone or a computer or whatever, which does work. It's just one of those things of, it's always nice having a paper copy. I'm kind of old-fashioned that way, so just kind of throwing that out there. Instructions are pretty good. The interesting thing is you got to remember this is from China, so as they're printing it out, or China, Japan, whatever, then it's going to be backwards and then forwards and whatever. Essentially, the way I put it together is I just took this, had it separated, and then I'm just going page by page, flipping it in and out. It wasn't bad, though. So, obviously, yeah, there's some things we could maybe try and fix on it, but all in all, it's not really a bad set. It looks pretty good, especially if you're just leaving it as a little static kind of office piece or whatever. Has, in some regards, pretty good detail for the size that it is. I don't know if maybe I should move the engines forward just a little bit or not, but it is here. And it is pretty much about right. That's where they wanted me to have the engines, so it does sit about right. No big deal. So with that being said, that's our figure today. Our pool table is still all kind of covered up with different miscellaneous pieces, so we're going to get videos done up here this weekend for sure. I've got parts for trying to do our own starship all over the pool table, so it's really kind of unusable for anything else. And I'm having problems with my camera. Now, I don't know if it's the camera or if it's my laptop kind of dying on me. So that, again, another reason to use the phone, and hopefully we can get everything going there. So with that being said, thank you so very much for joining me today. It's always wonderful having you here. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you in the next video.